Now, meanwhile, farmers in Rift Valley have faulted the state once again over plans to import maize, yet they still have harvests in their farms. Our reporter Elvis Kosgei joins us live from Eldoret with that story. Elvis, good morning. What are farmers saying?
Good morning, Brenda. The bone of contention here is unfair competition between local and foreign producers. Now, millers in the region now want to import maize, yet farmers in the North Rift and the entire South Rift still have maize in their farms. Remember, in the next 1 month, farmers in the region will be harvesting their maize. So the issue here is the SFR maybe to put tough and innovative policies that will enable farmers to be cushioned against the foreign producers. Labda Bwana Menjo, you've heard that millers now want to import maize, yet farmers still have maize. I understand that in the South Rift region, they're harvesting maize.
Yeah, thank you very much. What is happening here is they should actually not allow importation of maize at this point in time, because one, South Rift currently are doing the harvest. So what they need to do is maybe to request SFR to release further maize if they still have any other maize in their stock. And thereafter, allow the farmers to harvest. Because harvesting will be just around, in the next 1 month, they'll be harvesting in this region. And that will be able to stabilize the food production. Because so far, the projected maize harvest is over 35 million bags from their projections. So what they need to do is actually to allow the farmers to enjoy their sweat. In this, all the time, there's no way you import maize when you are harvesting. Can you first of all harvest, get your totals in the stores, and then you import to the extent of the deficit? Because why should you compete when the farmers are harvesting? You are busy importing. Because, I mean, if they were to import, that maize will be arriving here around in the next 2 months, which means it will actually create a temporary glut in the market, which will make the farmers lose in this particular competition. So what we would request is SFR to allow the little maize they still have in their store, and then give time farmers to harvest their maize, so that at least this time round, they get value for their sweat. Because all the time, we have this kind of mess coming up, year in, year out. Somebody times when it's harvesting season, they say, oh, we have a deficit. Yes, we don't deny there's a deficit. But can you wait until the appropriate time so that you import when that deficit comes? But not now when you are harvesting, you want to import. I mean, that clash is always very unhealthy to the farmers. So I would request SFR, we have a session with them, we discuss further what exactly are we going to do with the incoming crop, what is going to be the price, so that we know, so that the farmers can break even and get value for their sweat. So this is what I would request SFR to have a meeting in the North Rift. We discuss further what exactly are we going to do with the maize. And then from there, we get the way forward. Yeah.
So you think there's unfair competition between local and foreign maize producers?
Yeah, there are people who are just targeting business. They are not seeing the impact in our staple food production. Because when they import, particularly when farmers are harvesting, always our farmers will lose. This is something which is definite. It's not something, I mean, you negotiate. Can you wait and have the maize in the stores? When it's in the store, you count and say, okay, what is the deficit this time round? And then you just import to the extent of the deficit so that you don't flood the maize in the market unnecessarily and destroy the market for the local producers. I don't know. I think the government policies at times are wanting. But I know with the policies they're okay, but implementation has always been a challenge because they know they have to protect the local producers so that we continue. So long as our staple food is maize, there is no way you will frustrate the maize farmers by not even having the requisite budget allocation, and again, even supplying the inputs at the right time. All these challenges have always conspired against the farmers. And I know those in government should not behave as if they are strangers in this business. They know. They understand very well when is supposed to be time for getting the inputs, when is the time for harvest, when is the time to have all these things. But they behave as if they don't know. Like, for instance, fertilizers were not even brought this year. They were not purchased until farmers had to go for the market prices for fertilizer, which apparently was also of good quality compared at times to what is supplied. So all this should be streamlined so that we end up getting food at the right time and the quality food for that matter. So the behavior of government is always discouraging the local farmers, and I don't know I don't know why. And they know very well that food production is key. And any country which is not self-sustaining in terms of food production cannot claim to be an independent country. It is important to protect the local farmers like they do elsewhere in the world. Farmers are protected, they are given adequate support, they are given adequate funding, but here it is always a tug of war. When it is a budget proposal, even which was brought here for public participation, we had nothing in terms of for fertilizer subsidy, we had nothing for seed subsidy, or all this, what is required was not even captured. So why should we say we are relying on agriculture as the backbone of our economy, and we are not doing anything to protect this agriculture?
Okay, lastly, I know in North Region you're expecting a bumper harvest, and currently you don't know the new price of the maize that will be there. Maybe are you as a union of farmers also expected to meet SFR to deliberate on this?
Yeah, that's what I've said. We are going to request SFR chair, that is Noah Kesa, and the team. We have a meeting here in Delred so that we discuss further how exactly they are going to buy maize for the strategic grain reserve, because we know they have released what was there in the strategic grain reserves and they have to replenish. Replenishing means getting more from the farmers. So that's something we have to discuss and get a price so that at least they stabilize the price in the market. We don't allow the so-called market forces, because the market forces here are always skewed against the farmer by cartels in the industry. It is never a market forces in the true sense of the word. It is a market forces which are controlled. So we need to have it be, if it is to be market forces, it is a market which can actually be controlled by the farmers. But in this particular case, the farmers have no say. They only produce, and you get other players doing the manipulation. So this is the challenge. We really have to protect the farmers. Otherwise, we don't just allow every Tom, Dick, and Harry to run the show, and you expect the farmers to gain. That is always a problem we have in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brenda. That was Kipkorir Arap Menjo, the director of Kenya Farmers Association. And as you mentioned, now wants the government to put in place tough and innovative policies that will cushion farmers from the foreign maize producers.
All right, thank you, Elvis Kosgei, for that report. And that leads us to another